situation. Love is blind, but she don't see it. Climb the mountains, put the signs up and everything, but she brushes by me like she doesn't feel a thing. Oh, this one-sided attraction is so cold. I can't feel my heartbeat anymore. And it's amazing that after all this time, your eyes still have not met mine. Oh. Is this a slight misunderstanding? Am I mistaken, or is she taking a couple more steps towards me? It feels like forever before she makes it to my side. And I feel a cold wind blow when she asks me for a light. Oh, this one-sided attraction is so cold. I can't feel my heartbeat anymore. And it's amazing that after all this time, your eyes still have not met mine. I notice how her fingertips wrap around her glass and bring it to her lips. It's such a subtle observation. I wish that she would say one time, how about your place or mine? That would be fine. Oh, this one-sided attraction is so cold. I can't feel my heartbeat anymore. And it's amazing that after all this time, your eyes still have not been mine. Oh, this one-sided attraction is so cold. I can't feel my heartbeat anymore. And it's amazing that after all this time, your eyes still have not been mine. Oh. Rock me, baby. Rock me steadily. Don't you stop rocking me till you know that I am fast asleep. Hold me closely, dear. Keep me safe and near. Because the world is so cold and we got a little fire burning here. You can steal all the covers, yeah, but don't you leave this bed. Days like this and us were made for each other. Who knows what will happen next? Oh.
You're listening to the Jams and Coffee Morning Show with your host, Brad Brock.
Cocktails morning program. I am your host, Brad Brock, and we're here at the top of a brand new week here in November, the year 2022. Can you believe it? Just when we're getting used to writing 2022 on all of our paperwork, it'll be 2023 before we know it. Very exciting stuff. Another year in the books. I don't know about you. What do they say? The days are long and the years are short? Something like that. Good friend of mine told me that just over the weekend here. And I was like, that makes a whole lot of sense. So enjoy the days and enjoy the years as they come. Anyway, thank you for joining me here on the show this morning. Over on YouTube, or if you're tuning in on Facebook or listening in on JNC Radio through the jncpodcast.com website or the LIVE365 Radio App, wherever you're choosing to join me this morning. I hope that you subscribe and follow. Bye, Jordan. All the things that we do. We are at the beginning of a wonderful break from Jams and Cocktails podcast. We had an amazing season, and we ended it last Wednesday to take November off, our Thanksgiving break, work on some new things, and just take a little downtime. I put our cast through quite a bit over the season, so it's nice to let them have a little bit of chill time while I work on what we're going to bring in next season. So we will have a replay this Wednesday. If you're interested or find yourselves like, what do I do without Jams and Cocktails? We'll be replaying the match game episode, which was tons of fun with some special guests there. So you can relive that magic and enjoy it all over again. Match game this Wednesday. The weather outside right now here on the Treasure Coast of Florida is beautiful. It looks like an exceptional day. That is not going to last this week. I'm going to tell you why here in our weather report. So today it's partly sunny. Going to be a little bit windy and scattered showers around. The highs are going to be in the mid-80s. The winds are going to be picking up over the next couple of days, between 20 and 30 miles per hour. So stay tuned to the forecast this week because we are expecting impacts from a disturbance developing out in the Atlantic. It'll be breezy, but generally quiet weather through Tuesday with scattered fast-moving showers. A coastal flood watch is in effect from late Monday until Friday evening. As mentioned, a system organizing north of Hispaniola by Monday is blocked by high pressure to the north, which will steer the system westward directly in to Florida. In fact, the cone of uncertainty takes it right into the Treasure Coast. So, model uncertainty on strength and track. Everything from some wind and rain to a possible hurricane is on the table until the forecast certainty improves over the next couple of days. But the worst conditions would be Wednesday and Thursday, and clearing Friday and into the weekend. So the middle of the week is going to be a little treacherous here on the Treasure Coast and the rest of Florida, and really, in fact. And then it'll clear up for the weekend. So it's a good thing I have some time off here during the middle of the week. Think about my life and all that comes with it. So we will be keeping an eye on this weather disturbance going through and how it's going to impact us here. Got some national days. And we'll get through. There's only a few. But here's one. National, what is it here? Can't think. Done thinking. National Bittersweet Chocolate with Almonds Day. Very specific. Incredibly specific here. National Bittersweet Chocolate with Almonds Day. Celebrated on November 7th. Ushers in one of the more healthful ways to enjoy chocolate. Bittersweet chocolate is chocolate liqueur to which sugar, cocoa butter, and vanilla have been added. It has less sugar and more liquor than semi-sweet chocolate. However, the two of them may be interchangeable when baking. Recent studies reveal health benefits from eating small quantities of bittersweet chocolate. The addition of almonds increases health benefits as well, Pairing the two of them gives us a delicious and healthy snack. Make them part of your lunch or enjoy them as part of an afternoon snack. National Bittersweet Chocolate with Almonds Day. Let's see, what else do we have going on here? National Job Action Day. On the first Monday in November, redefines the opportunities in the career world. Celebrate by exploring those options. You don't have to be dissatisfied with your career to participate in the employment-focused day. Gainfully employed, looking, or contemplating a career change, it's important to always be prepared and keep your options open. Inspecting the current job market can be a valuable tool, whether you're curious or not. This National Day encourages us to get the tools and resources to master a new job search and land the career of our dreams. It's also possible to learn how to make the job you have into your dream job. Imagine that. Whichever path you're on, Job Action Day is about exploring. What is it about? My screen refreshed. Weird. It's about exploring different opportunities available, maybe even ones you didn't know were there. So there you go. Get out there and prospect. See what's going on out there in the world of job searching. It's National Retinol Day. Celebrate the most popular anti-aging skincare ingredient with National Retinol Day. Who doesn't want to stop aging? Did you know that retinol is one of the most searched skincare ingredients in the world? As the gold standard for anti-aging ingredients, retinol is consistently recommended by dermatologists and heralded for its transformative effects on skin. Retinol is a retinoid, a derivative of vitamin A, and works by boosting skin's renewal process. It helps to diminish signs of aging, including lines and wrinkles, sagging skin, and uneven tone and texture. It's also one of the most tested ingredients, which means scientists continue to improve the effectiveness of this popular skincare ingredient year after year. Clearly so important that it has its own national day. Perhaps I should get on some of that and fix this face. Wouldn't that be nice for all of you? Also on the first day in November, dedicating the day to bringing awareness to complex regional pain syndrome and reflex sympathetic dystrophy with Color the World Orange Day. Yes. CRPS involves high levels of nerve impulses that sent to an affected site in the body. Medical experts believe the condition is a result of a dysfunction in the central or peripheral nervous system. Symptoms vary in severity and usually occur more in women than men. Pain can be intense or worsen over time. In the event of an injury, CRPS can flare and spread beyond the site of the injury. Other symptoms include stiff and swollen joints, decreased mobility, changes in hair and nail growth. Skin changes, color, texture, and temperature may be affected. There's no specific test or cure for CRPS. Treatment focuses on pain relief, physical therapy, and psychotherapy. Everyone's encouraged to wear orange. As you can see, I have some orange on my shirt. Organize an event or participate in one to help spread awareness. There you go. Color the World Orange Day. Am I missing any? Here's one for you lushes out there, including myself. It's International Merlot Day. Every year on November 7th, International Merlot Day celebrates one of the most popular red wines. It's also a day to encourage those who have never had Merlot to give it a try. The word Merlot is thought to be a diminutive of merle. This is the French name for the blackbird, which most likely refers to the color of the grape. Merlot wine was first produced in Bordeaux, France. Some mistakenly think that a different grape, Cabernet Sauvignon, is the most widely planted in Bordeaux. This is not the case, however. More hectares in Bordeaux are devoted to growing Merlot than any other grape. In Italy, Merlot is the 5th most planted grape. Grape is the 2nd most widely planted grape in Israel as well. Besides Bordeaux, Italy, and Israel, other regions that produce Merlot include California, Washington, Chile, Australia, Canada, South Africa, Greece, and Mexico. Wine experts describe the flavor of Merlot as a dark fruit flavor. Fruits include black cherry, blackberry, plum, and raspberry. These fruity flavors are layered with herbal tones as well as an undertone of not a sweet wine, however. Merlot is a dry wine that some would consider bitter. Its bitter taste comes from the skin of the grapes during the winemaking process. So there you go. International Merlot Day. Have a glass with your chocolate-covered nuts. Could be fun. I forgot to read Phillips' irrelevant weather report from Tennessee. He said it's in the low to mid humid 60s this morning with areas of fog around the mid-state and drizzle warming up the mid-70s by the afternoon. And after some showers through the area over the weekend, the overcast skies are hoping to get some sunshine today out there to help things dry things out a bit. Yeah. We had similar weather over the weekend. Yesterday I was playing a show at the Sneaky Tiki in downtown Stewart, our good friends there. And I checked the weather report before I went out there. And the rain looked good. There was no rain in the forecast. I didn't even bring my big tent. I went out there and got all set up under blue skies. And by the time I was taking my empty crates back to the van to put away, it started drizzling. So I quickly did that. I happened to have my little red tent, which is a little 4x6 personal tent in the car. And I grabbed that and some tarps and got everything covered up, and it just persisted like that all day. It would be sunny for about 30 minutes, and then, boom, there'd be a little drizzle. No downpours, thankfully, but enough to, make people be like, what the hell's going on, and try to find cover. So, yeah, it was a weird weather day yesterday. But what are you going to do? It looks nice out today. Let's see. Interesting. Looks like my stream ended on one of my channels. We go offline for a little bit. I don't know, because I get into my own world. It says we're live. And now it's just me staring at myself. Weird. All right, who cares? We're good to go. All right. Let's get into our first story today. Because we got November's full moon coming up tomorrow morning, bright and early. It's going to be our November's full moon, and it's sometimes called the beaver moon. So this is actually going to be the beaver blood moon, because not only is it going to rise, but it's also going to be the last eclipse of the year. While the full moon peaks at around 6 a.m. Eastern time, of course, on Tuesday morning, tomorrow morning, the moon will still appear full and bright for about 3 days. From early today to about the 10th. That's according to NASA. Sky watchers in North America who get an early start on Tuesday will also be treated to a total lunar eclipse. It's the last one for the next 3 years. Can you believe that? The moon falling into the darkest part of Earth's shadow around 5:17 a.m. tomorrow. During this phase, called totality, the moon will take on a rusty red hue, sometimes referred to as a blood moon. And that means Tuesday's sky show could be called a beaver blood moon, if you prefer your celestial events with a lot of adjectives attached. So where does the beaver come from? Well, I'm going to tell you. The Maine Farmer's Almanac began publishing Native American names for its moons back in the 1930s. And those names have since become popular in mainstream coverage of full moons. November's beaver moon earned its name because beavers tend to shelter in their lodges around mid-fall, according to the almanac. This is also the time of year when beaver trappers traditionally set out to secure plenty of warm pelts for winter. November's full moon also goes by the alternative nicknames Frost Moon, Frosty Moon, or Snow Moon, because the first frosts of the year tend to appear around this time in the northeastern United States and lower Canada. Now, once every 30 days, the full moon occurs when the sun, earth, and moon align on an invisible 180-degree line. The moon's orbit varies from Earth by about 5 degrees, so the moon is usually a little higher or lower than Earth's shadow, enabling the sun's rays to illuminate the side facing Earth. The next full moon, and the final one of 2022, rises December 7th, so you can bundle up with a cozy blanket and a warm beverage, because that one is called, you may have guessed, the cold moon. There you go. You get to see an eclipse tomorrow. Wonderful. Thrilling, even. And speaking of celestial things and stupid things, maybe not stupid, but this is a pretty stupid debate. So I'd love to hear from you about it, as we like to do on this show, as a debate unusual things. Experts are saying that permanent daylight savings time will hurt our health. You may have heard that this has been a debate through our esteemed representatives in the Senate and Congress. These people that we charge with being smarter than us somehow can't figure out what to do about time changes. Very busy people. You know, this seems they need many, many hours to ponder on this. Anyway, the article says the end of daylight savings time is upon us again. Just happened over this weekend. Autumn tradition when the United States, Europe, and most of Canada and a number of other countries move their clocks backward an hour, a sort of Groundhog Day trust fall. Move them forward again next spring when governments put daylight savings back in place. But are we putting our trust in an unhealthy, outdated idea? Well, not according to the United States Senate, the brilliant ones, which in March passed the Sunshine Protection Act of 2021. And if it becomes law, daylight savings time will be permanent. And I have my opinions on this, and I'll share them with you at the end of this article. Marco Rubio first introduced the bill in the U.S. Senate in a statement, said the call to an end of the antiquated practice of clock changing is gaining momentum throughout the nation. Florida's legislature voted to make daylight savings time permanent in Florida back in 2018, but it can't go into effect until it is federal law as well. The bill still has to make its way through the U.S. House of Representatives and be signed into law by the president. If or when that's the case, we'll move our clocks forward and leave them that way permanently, living 1 hour ahead of the sun. However, a growing number of sleep experts say the act of moving our clocks forward in the spring is ruining our health. Studies over the last 25 years have shown the 1 hour change disrupts body rhythms tuned to Earth's rotation, adding fuel to the debate over whether having daylight saving time in any form is a good idea. Dr. Elizabeth Clareman, a professor of neurology in the Division of Sleep Medicine at Harvard Medical School, said, "I'm one of the many sleep experts that know it's a bad idea." She said, "Your body clock stays with natural light, not with the clock on your wall. And there's no evidence that your body fully shifts to the new time." Dr. Phyllis Z., director of the Center for Circadian and Sleep Medicine at Northwestern University's Feinberg School of Medicine in Evanston, Illinois, also opposes daylight savings time. Surprise, surprise. Between March and November, your body gets less morning light and more evening light, which can throw off your circadian rhythm, she said. Standard time, which we enter when when we move our clocks back in the fall, is much closer to the sun's day and night cycles, he said. Cycle has set our circadian rhythm, or body clock, for centuries. That internal timer controls not just when you sleep, but also when you want to eat, exercise, or work, as well as your body's blood pressure, your heart rate, and your cortisol rhythm. A call to ban daylight savings time for good has come from the American Academy of Sleep Medicine. Current evidence best supports the adoption of year-round standard time, which aligns best with the human circadian biology and provides distinct benefits for public health and safety. The proposal has been endorsed by more than 20 medical, scientific, and civic organizations, including the American College of Occupational Environmental Medicine, the National Parent-Teacher Association, the National Safety Council, the Society for Research on Biological Rhythms, and the World Sleep Society. So, what's the harm? Let's talk about that for a moment. When our internal clocks are offset from the solar day-night cycle by even 1 hour, develop what sleep experts call social jet lag. Studies have shown social jet lag increases the risk of metabolic disorders such as diabetes, raising the risk of heart disease and stroke, worsens mood disorders such as depression. It affects the digestive and endocrine systems and shortens our sleep duration overall. It even reduced life expectancy. A 2003 study found that getting 1 hour less sleep for 2 weeks had the same effect on thinking and motor skills as going without sleep for 2 full nights. Reducing sleep by 90 minutes from the recommended 7 to 8 hours for adults altered the DNA of immune cells and boosted inflammation, a key cause of chronic disease, according to another study. Making the time change permanent would make the chronic effects of any sleep loss more severe, not only because we have to go to work an hour earlier for an additional 5 months every year, but also because body clocks are usually later in winter than in summer, with reference to the sun clock. That's according to a statement from the Society for Research on Biological Rhythms. The combination of daylight saving time and winter would therefore make the differences between body clocks and the social clock even worse. It would negatively affect our health even more, the authors concluded. So why did the Senate pass the bill? Well, there are reasons the U.S. Senate unanimously passed the Sunshine Protection Act. Proponents say the extra daylight in the evening cuts down on car accidents and crime and increases opportunities for commerce and recreation, as people prefer to shop and exercise during daylight hours. However, research has shown both heart attacks and fatal car accidents increase after the clock falls forward in the spring. Children also end up going to school in the morning while it's still dark, with disastrous consequences. President Richard Nixon signed a permanent daylight saving time into law in January of 1974. It was a popular move. By the end of the month, Florida's government had called for the law's repeal after 8 school children were hit by cars in the dark. Schools across the country delayed start times until the sun came up. By summer, public approval had plummeted, naturally. And in early October, Congress voted to switch back to standard time. A similar backlash occurred when the U.S. first implemented daylight saving time back in 1918 as a way to reduce demand for electricity usage by adding sunlight to the end of the day in response to World War I. Studies since have found little to no cost savings from the practice. The time switch was so unpopular that the law was repealed the following year. The United States has tried permanent daylight savings time twice before, and it ended early. The UK tried it once before, and it ended early. Russia tried it once, and so did India, and it all ended early. And that was according to Clareman, and I'd say I think we should learn from history. And with that being said, I'd like to open the figurative floor to you guys. Let me know what you think. I'm going to tell you what I think, because somehow my opinion matters. At least to me. I think permanent daylight savings time is absolutely whack. I would rather keep switching the clock than it constantly being light out when I'm ready to go to bed. Truth be told. Standard time for me is way better. Waking up today naturally with the sun, as I normally do at the same time. I was up, the sun was coming up. Magical day. And I feel like just the sheer history of daylight savings time and trying over and over again to make it permanent in that time period, or that sort of time rhythm, has had disastrous effects and public pushback. So the U.S. Senate, in its infinite wisdom, really shines through on subjects like this. If anybody has a reason to flip-flop on their votes, it should be this legislation right here. If you need a reason, just look at these people that want to keep daylight saving time year-round and be like, no, off the ballot. Vote for literally anyone else. Write in Mickey Mouse. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm totally against daylight saving time. I have been for years. While I enjoy getting that hour back at the end of the night at the bar on Saturdays, you can kind of harass the bartender into giving you that one more drink because it's really 1 o'clock, not 2. Other than that, springing forward is the bane of my existence. It's almost like punishment for the public. I don't get it. And then keeping it that way forever. I mean, standard time. It's in the name. We keep it standard. Standard time. The time that is of the standard. Anyway, I could harp on it for hours, but I want to hear what you think. Let me know. Do you guys prefer standard time or daylight saving time? Do you like, I guess in other words, do you like it to be light in the morning longer, or would you like it to be light in the daytime later? Let me know what you think in the chats and comments. I'd love to know. You guys talk about that. I'm going to talk about the Powerball again. No winners, no jackpot winners for the Powerball. I myself, hair flip, had a big winner on my ticket, whopping $14 by hitting the Powerball twice on the double play. Basically got my money back for that ticket, which I'll put back on another ticket tonight because the jackpot is expected to hit a record $1.9 billion, almost $2 billion. Let's dive into the article. Powerball lottery jackpot, as mentioned, is expected to grow to $1.9 billion for tonight's drawing, according to the California Lottery, making it the largest lotto prize ever offered, just as its organizers intended when they changed the odds back in 2015. There were no winning tickets sold for Saturday's drawing of an estimated $1.6 billion, already the highest lotto prize offered. The last Powerball jackpot was won on August 3rd in Pennsylvania. That jackpot value was the amount a winner would get if they took 30 graduated annual installments. Though a winner can also choose the cash option and get a single lump sum of a lesser value for the $1.9 billion jackpot. A winner can choose between getting 30 equal payments of about $63 million a year, chump change, or receiving a lump sum cash value of about $929 million. I don't know. It almost seems like a no-brainer with that one. But, some people can't be trusted, so I'm probably one of them. I should probably be the one that takes the equal payments. I don't know. $63 million a year, I could probably stretch that each year to live comfortably, take a vacation once a year to the moon. The largest Powerball jackpot ever won was in January of 2016 when 3 winners split an prize advertised at $1.586 billion. each took their share of the cash value, which ended up to $983.5 million. So yes, that means the cash value of the current record, $1.9 billion, is less than the cash value of the $1.586 billion jackpot 6 years ago. And you can thank the Federal Reserve's recent interest rate hikes for that discrepancy. But they're fixing inflation, folks. Nobody can buy a house, but the inflation's going to come down, right? Right? That's what all this means. Powerball, listen, if I won $1.9 billion, all of a sudden inflation would mean much, much less to me. Powerball takes place, of course, every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 10:59 p.m. Eastern Time, Standard Time. Powerball is played by charging $2 per ticket and having players choose 5 white balls between the numbers 1 to 69 and a red Powerball from the numbers 1 to 26. If a player gets all 6 numbers correct, they win the massive jackpot. The odds, of course, of winning the jackpot by matching all 5 numbers and the Powerball are 1 in 292.2 million. So I think that's reasonable. Prior to 2015, though, the white balls were numbered 1 to 59 and the Powerball was numbered 1 to 35. The change means now that gamblers have better odds of winning small prizes but worse odds of winning the jackpot, making it more likely that the big number will grow to record sizes. There's always a plan, isn't there? This Powerball game is delivering exactly what our players want. Powerball Product Group Chairperson Drew Zvitko said in a statement prior to Saturday's drawing, "We're witnessing history in the making with this $1.6 billion jackpot. What's also exciting is that this run has already created millions of winners, including nearly 100 players who have won prizes worth $1 million or more." And listen, I wouldn't be upset with that either. I don't need to win the jackpot. I just need a little jingle. I would take enough just to wipe out my debts and start fresh. You know, boost that old credit score up so that I could be more productive financially. But I'll take almost $2 billion too. And all of you listening would be taken well care of. I appreciate you. Oh, let's see. Ellie's tuning in over there on YouTube. She says she likes it lighter later, so she prefers daylight savings time. Philip said, "I dislike the darkness so early. Get to work, it's dark. Leave work, it's dark." That's on the shorter days through December 21st, the winter solstice. Yeah, so both of you prefer daylight savings time. Right? That makes... No. Dislike the darkness so early. So Philip prefers standard time. So confusing. No wonder Congress and the Senate can't get their shit together. Right? Let's see. Now, Ellie, if you're still listening, why do you prefer it to be lighter later? What do you get out of that? For me, and it sounds ridiculous, but I'll tell you why I like when it gets darker earlier. And lighter earlier. I feel like I can get up and I'm a little bit more productive early in the morning because the sun is up. And at night, when I'm traditionally playing my shows, I could put up all my cool lights, and it's dark enough to be seen and appreciated. All my cool stage lights. And so that's a personal reason. I don't think that's a good argument for most people, but for me, I enjoy getting to show off all my cool stage gadgets. A little bit of the darkness. And yeah, Ellie, let me know in the comments there why you prefer it to be lighter later. Why you prefer the daylight savings time. The Philip also said, like the Indians say, paleface cut off 2 inches of the blanket at the top to put on the bottom to have more blanket. Yeah, it's the only qualm I have with that, and you prefer standard time, so you understand. The argument is that your body naturally wants to get up with the sun. In most people, people with sleep disorders and things like that, they can't be counted in this number, so because that's a whole other bag. But normally, in a normal situation, people want to get up with the sun. When the sun comes through the window, your body wants to rise with it, traditionally. Providing you didn't stay out until, just before the sun came up, drinking your face off all night. Been there, done that. Have the t-shirt. Lost the t-shirt. But, let's just say when the sun went down, you had a period of relaxation and then went to bed and got in your nice 6 to 8 hours of sleep. So wake up with the sun. To me, that sounds magical. That sounds about right. I feel like only people that are just living in the rat race want to have more hours of daylight at nighttime. At the end of the day, get more done, be more productive. And I get it. It's not lost on me. But there's clearly a lot of research being done that says it's bad for you. But people still smoke cigarettes too, and drink their faces off. I'm one of them. I'm no innocent. I'm no saint. I put cream and sugar in my coffee, knowing it will surely kill me one day. What are you going to do? Let me know what you think. I am watching the chats and comments, but I'm going to take a quick musical break. When we come back, we got some local news. A Vietnam vet who made his prosthetic legs so unusual that the Marine Corps Museum wanted them. I'm going to tell you all about that. And then we have a couple things in music news. And we'll get to that when we come back. You're listening to Jams and Coffee in the Morning. Don't go away. Here's one from Sugar Free Music. We'll be right back. that sugar-free music there. Summer Rain, welcome back to the show. Nelly chimed in with her explanation of why she prefers daylight savings time. She said, I need more sun later in the day. When I get home at 5 p.m., I want to wash my car or something. It's already dark outside. It's dumb. She said, I woke up yesterday at 6:30 in the morning, and it was so bright out. I understand. I truly do. I wake up at 6:30 almost most mornings to get out here and prepare this show and come and hang out with you guys. And during daylight savings time, it's dark. It's dark until about 6:30, I imagine. The sun starts peeking its head up over the horizon. So what the researchers and scientists are saying is that's not healthy for me to always be woken up by an alarm clock, even though that's not really the case. And I'm not a good example because I could fall asleep right here in front of you live on a television camera with no qualm and have wonderful, amazing sleep regardless of where the sun decides to be in the sky. That's not the case for most people. And in my case, getting up every single day before the sun rises is the researchers are saying that's not healthy. They're saying it's not healthy. And then when it gets towards, the fall times when the days are just shorter as usual, you're really like living on the edge anyway. You wake up and it's dark, and by 5 o'clock it's dark, or the sun's going down anyway. By putting standard time, at least you get some more of those daylight hours in the morning. I don't know. And I guess it prefers, like, Ellie, you say that you want more time at the end of the day. And some people want more time at the beginning. They made the arguments about the kids going to school in pitch black. It's dangerous. But that's just one argument. Who's to say who's right? Guess we'll leave it to the politicians to make those decisions. I mean, if we all could, get together as a society and have a discussion, maybe we could find some common ground, perhaps keep daylight savings time and move up school times. Or, employers say, okay, well, we'll let everybody, clock out and go home at 4 instead of 5, this 9 to 5 thing. Well, Henry Ford came up with that genius. People knock off an hour earlier, come in a little earlier. Ellie said 6:30 is when the sun should start rising, not full blast to the sky. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I guess my advice to you would be set that alarm clock an hour earlier. Get up at 5:30. Get more done before you're going to go and slave away at the job. I won't do that. But my boss is pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy. Lets me get away with a lot. But I'm still reading comments on that, so if you guys have anything to add about daylight savings time or standard time and where you want to keep it, please chime in. I'd love that. I do have a really cool local story that I'd like to talk about. As mentioned before, this is a Vietnam vet. He made his prosthetic legs so unusual that the Marine Corps Museum wanted them. Here's why. The last day that Jack Simpson had both his legs was November 10th, 1968, when he was a 19-year-old Marine Corps soldier deployed for the Vietnam War. At 6 a.m. on November 11th, on Veterans Day, Simpson stepped on an anti-tank landmine. As the Port St. Lucie doubly amputee went through various pairs of prosthetic legs about every 2 years throughout his life, which ended from COVID-19 back in February of 2021. He's always branded them with Marine Corps logo, with the Marine Corps logo and Vietnam insignia. They were so unusual, the National Museum of the Marine Corps in Quantico, Virginia, now has them in their archival collection. They're planning an exhibit around them and Simpson, the recipient of 3 Purple Hearts, according to his wife, Janice. 1973, Simpson was still recovering from his injuries at the VA hospital in his native Buffalo, New York, where he met Janice, who was a respiratory nurse there. He was instantly enamored with her and constantly asked her out on dates, which she rejected because he was a patient, she said. So Simpson got creative. He dressed up as a doctor, checked himself out of the hospital, and met Janice by her car to ask her out again, and this time she said yes. And after several dates, the couple eloped 2 months later. Simpson never let his disability hinder his way of life, Janice said. She said he learned how to walk again, and at first it was with crutches, then a cane, and then he was walking without anything, she said. He did rather well. He couldn't tell that he was a double amputee. He even tried to re-enlist, but the Marine Corps would not accept him, naturally. On a watershed trip to Walt Disney World in 1985, the couple fell in love with Florida and decided they never wanted to leave. They built a home in Port St. Lucie all the way back in 1987. Simpson devoted his life to raising 2 children and being active in the International Brotherhood of Electric Workers Labor Union. Some of his notable projects include working on the press box at Port St. Lucie High School Stadium, working on the lights at the Lingate and Sportsman's City Parks. Simpson was 71 when he died from complications from the coronavirus. At the Treasure Coast Hospice, whose staff sought out museums to take his prosthetic legs. The Virginia Museum accepted the donation in June, along with a duffel bag Simpson carried while deployed in Vietnam. However, museum committees must vote on to decide whether any items will be displayed for public viewing, said spokesperson Jennifer Castro. Janice plans to donate his many other pairs of prosthetics back to the manufacturer so he can, quote, use them for somebody that can't really afford to be paying for legs, she said. One of his prosthetic legs is on a shelf, the outside bar of Charlie's Neighborhood Bar and Grill in Stewart. Great rum runners there. Where he would go for karaoke night most Sundays. After cleaning and varnishing it, he made it an annual tradition to drink out of it to celebrate the Marine Corps anniversary on November 10th and Veterans Day on November 11th. Bar patrons have carried on the tradition despite his death 2 years ago. Janice said, they did it last year even though my husband wasn't there, but my son went. She said they won't throw the leg out. They'll keep it there forever. I think that's special, and it's important to remember the lives of these people that sacrifice so much, in many cases against their will. But here's to you. Jack Simpson, thank you for your service. Rest easy. All right. Ellie said, no, I'm on the night shift. See, that's a whole different bag. You work in the afternoon, you know, I mean, I don't know. I get it. Working the night shift is not natural anyway for your body. Our brother, Steve the Bruce, on night shift currently, and his sleep pattern is so erratic. I don't know how people do it. I have a hard time getting through gigs that go beyond like 11 o'clock. I only have a couple of gigs that end late in the evening, and that's a struggle because I get up so early traditionally. I do work, you know. And so occasionally, if I know I have one of these late gigs, I gotta take a nap, and I'll go and take a nap and get in a nice solid 90-minute nap. Reset. But if I can avoid it, man, I'm a happy hour guy. If it's later than 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at the latest, I'm already upset. But yeah, you night shifters, man, you're coming home once the sun's coming up, and that's you got these types of people have like blackout shades on their windows or leave their storm shutters up year round. I get it. I'm not knocking it. I understand. I appreciate you out there working for emergencies and things like that. It's all very important. It doesn't take away that it's problematic for your health. I don't know. Got some music news to dive into here. We'll start with some fun and happy news. Philip said, if we make it to the evening news, we've really done something and lived on the edge. That's true. Saturday Night Live? Nah, that's too late for me. Late shows? Far too late. Give me the 5 o'clock news, and that's about as far as it goes. Well, apparently, Martha Stewart has some criticism about Mariah Carey just claiming that it's Christmas time now. She's unhappy that Mariah Carey seems to have skipped Thanksgiving. Here's the story. Mariah Carey officially announced that it was Mariah season, otherwise known as the time you could start listening to Christmas music and engaging in other Yuletide fun. She did so by showing her transformation from a spooky Halloween witch to a festive Santa-style dress, and now she's defending herself against criticism that her rush to get to Christmas, she's skipping Thanksgiving. Well, of course, none other than Martha Stewart came from Mimi on the issue. She said, Mariah, you cannot give up Thanksgiving just because you don't like turkey. I love turkey, and many, many other people love turkey, so do not think that we're going to give up Thanksgiving just because you say so. Well, Mariah had something to say about that. She responded on Twitter by saying, Dearest Martha, never will I give up Thanksgiving, but we can still start getting into the festive spirit now. Then, referring to Martha's friendship with Snoop Dogg, she added, P.S. I'd love to have you at my Thanksgiving dinner, although yet to be invited to your Thanksgiving extravaganza. And that is major, especially if Snoop's coming. Better get that invite in the mail, Martha. Mariah's waiting. Fun. I love fun stuff like that. I love when celebrities have their little fun spats. It's wonderful. Wonderful for my heart. In a world filled with just heart-wrenching news. Like this next story. See how that segue went? This is pretty sad. I can't say that it was surprising, but sad nonetheless. So singer and rapper Aaron Carter passed away in California. He was only 34 years old. He began performing as a child and had hit albums starting in his teen years. He was found dead Saturday in his home in Southern California. He, of course, is the brother of Backstreet Boys fame singer Nick Carter. Representatives for Carter's family confirmed the singer's death, and they didn't provide any immediate further comment. As mentioned, Aaron Carter is the younger brother of Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys, and performed as an opening act for Britney Spears, as well as his brother's boy band, and appeared on the family's reality series, House of Carters, which aired on E! Entertainment Television. Deputies responded around 11 a.m. following reports of a medical emergency at the home in Lancaster. According to Deputy Alejandra Parra with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Parra said the deputies found a deceased person at the residence, but she could not immediately confirm that it was Carter. Carter's fifth and final studio album, Love, was released back in 2018. So, sad story. If you know anything about the Carters, there was definitely something going on with this man. He had not been stable. And as what happens with most celebrities, they don't get the help that they really need or the reality checks that they should probably get from time to time. Because people yes them to death, in some cases literally. The case of Prince, the case of Michael Jackson, and they don't get those reality checks. You know, people are always. It's like they lose trust in everyone because people become incredibly untrustworthy. So it's a shame. It's a shame. I've seen him featured on several television shows, and he just did not seem like a stable man. So I hope that he's finally at peace unfortunately, and had to happen so young, he didn't get an opportunity to get the help that he needed. So I'm sure there'll be more updates to the story as it moves along, because that's what the media does. They rip people's lives apart after they've departed. And we get to read all about it. Sail on, Aaron Carter. Oh, let's see. We got some celebrity birthdays today. Some good ones. We're running a little bit low on time, so we'll get through these. I got some shameless plugs for you, and then I'll get you on with your Monday morning. Turning 26, just a baby. I can't believe that she's only 26 years old. But Lorde, singer-songwriter Lorde, her debut EP called The Love Club that was released back in 2012. Her single Royals led her to be nominated for 3 Grammys. She's since had multiple world tours and is a wonderful weirdo to watch on stage. Truly. She is a delight. Turning 55. This also is crazy. French DJ and record producer known for his hit songs Getting Over You and When Love Takes Over, David Guetta, turning the double nickel. Sold over 10 million albums and over 50 million singles worldwide. His 2018 hit Flames was the most played radio song in Europe in 2018. Happy birthday, David Guetta. Turning 39 years old today, writer and comedian known for his performing the sketch comedy group Mail Order Comedy, Adam Devine, turning 39 years old today. That entire comedy troupe went on to co-create and star in Comedy Central's Workaholics. He also starred alongside Zac Efron and Mike and Dave in Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, and had a recurring role on ABC's Modern Family. Also, wildly popular in the film series Pitch Perfect. Adam Devine, 39. 39 is fine for Adam Devine. Look, we're writing songs. Turning 28, actor and musician well known to Disney fans as Da Boss in the television movie Let It Shine, Algie Smith. Turning 28 years old. He also starred in Earth to Echo as Marcus Sims and was cast in the BET series The New Edition as Ralph Tresvant. And in 2019, he'd begin starring in HBO's Euphoria. Massive show. And rounding out our birthdays this morning, turning 79 years old today, folk singer-songwriter Joni Mitchell. Her album Blue, which features songs like A Case of You and River, is considered one of the greatest albums of all time by Rolling Stone. And, of course, one of her most famous songs is Big Yellow Taxi. Joni Mitchell turning 79 years old today. Happy birthday, everybody. All right, just a few shameless plugs. If you're watching this show on YouTube or Facebook, but you'd rather just listen to it like a radio style, you could do so through JNC Radio, our complimentary radio station, internet radio station that we have for you 24/7. You can find that at jncpodcast.com, our website, or you can go and from your favorite app store download the Live365 Radio App. It's completely free, nothing to sign up for. You just get it, get in there, and search for JNC Radio, and add us to your favorites and stream great music all day there. And you can listen to the morning shows in the morning, and of course listen to the podcast on Wednesdays when we're back up and running for that. So go check it out, JNC Radio. Lots of fun. Shout out to my friend Paul Robertson, the Drums and Rums podcast, and his live stream on Thursdays, the biggest happy hour and a half hour. Check out all the stuff that he's got going on. He traditionally drops podcasts on Tuesdays, and he runs his 30-minute live stream on Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. Biggest happy hour and a half hour. Check out all the things that he has to offer, drumsandrums.com, or you can find a link to that on our website, jncpodcast.com. Go and subscribe to his YouTube channel as well. Shout out to our sponsors and friends and partners at the Code Rum, Hop Life Brewing, the Sneaky Tiki in downtown Stewart, and a product that I need to mention more. I use all the time, and I need to mention more. My friends Tim and Jess at the Bug Juice. Is that focusing? Focus. There we go. It's an all-natural, wonderful bug repellent. And it's not just a repellent, but it actually creates a barrier so that if the bugs do land on you, they can't bite through it. It feels nice on. It's not toxic in any way. And it's locally made. These are friends of mine. And just because they're friends doesn't mean that I'm just touting their product for no reason. It's unbelievable. It really works great. I get attacked constantly during my shows at some venues by no-see-ums and whatever. And the problem with me is that I'm playing guitar and with my hands and playing drums with my feet. I never get to stop. I can't stop an itch or anything. It drives me completely mad. And so now I keep this in my gig bag. And if I know which venues they're bad at, the bugs are bad at. So I just spray it. It smells nice. It's a citronella scent. And the stuff really works. They're wonderful. You can go to thebugjuice.com and order it, delivered to your house. But it's also available at select farmers markets. In fact, they are always at the one that I play at in Vero Beach. Or just send me a message, and I'll send you the link, and you can get it. They ship all over the world. And if you have trouble with no-see-ums, not only is it a way to support my friends and local business, but the stuff really works. It's unbelievable. I just picked up on, because I usually set this next to my tip bucket at my shows so that anybody that needs some bug juice could spray it. And they were just gracious enough to hook me up with another bottle that I'm sure to blow through as well. So check them out, the Bug Juice. Great company, great people, and a product that really, really works. And they have a whole line of cool products, skincare products, things like that. Jess is a madman, a mad woman, mad person. She's always in the lab putting something together. So check them out. Check out all they have to offer. Great company. Tomorrow night, weather permitting, I'll be performing at the Tipsy Tiki in Fort Pierce at 6 p.m. I know we're supposed to have some wonky weather over the next few days, so we'll keep an eye on that. But tentatively, I will be at the Tipsy Tiki tomorrow. Love playing there. It's a great stage. It's a huge area, so I really get an opportunity to spread my wings. I get to set up all my lights. I get to set up my sound system and put on a really fun show. If for no other reason, it gets me in the mood. Gets me really stoked and pumped up to play, and I get to bring out all my toys and perform for you guys out there. So check it out. If all goes well, I'll let you know one way or another tomorrow, depending on how the weather sways. But Tipsy Tiki tomorrow at 6 p.m. Just to mention again, there will be no live podcast this Wednesday because we're on a break. And I intend to take that break, at least for this week, and just have a day to vegetate a little bit. But I'll be back into the planning stages right afterwards. But we'll be replaying the match game episode, which was so fun. And that was really a highlight for all of the crew here, as one of their favorite memories was playing the game. So we'll be bringing it back to you in full on Wednesday night at 8 p.m., we'll be replaying that. So if you're just hanging out or you're a creature of habit and you join us each Wednesday, you'll be able to join us and relive that wonderful episode of us playing match games. So check that out. And, of course, as mentioned, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our various social media channels as well. Keep in touch with us. We love you guys. I think... with that being said, I'm going to let you guys get on with your Monday. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for joining me this morning here on Jams and Coffee. I will see you tomorrow at 8 a.m., broadcasting live from the legendary JNC Lounge. I'm Brad Brock. I love you guys. Cheers.
Tune in again tomorrow morning for the latest local buzz, national headlines, music news and more, on JNC in the Morning, right here, on Facebook and YouTube.